Silver is coming under massive attack right now as it starts to rise. So there is big manipulation coming in for this. You can see if I zoom in right here on the hourly charts, you can see silver surged to about, what is this, $83, $84 right here. And then it got slammed down by some big manipulators, excuse my my poor pronunciation right here, and it got all the way down to $74. And what we're going to talk about in today's video is we're going to be talking about, you know, where the price of silver can go in the future, what's happening right now, what to expect in the short term as we navigate this, because you are seeing some things, you know, we've never seen happen before, because there is a lot of contention in the silver market. We have silver stackers, and I love my silver personally, and we also have manipulation from, you know, big manipulators out there as well, trying to suppress the silver price. And we know for a long time this has been suppressed. It's been suppressed, but the system is starting to break. It's starting to buckle. We're going to talk about all of that in today's very special video. So guys, Economic Zeus here. If you enjoy these types of videos, we talk about silver, economics, US national debt, the potential of what's happening in the future. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be talking about precious metals on this channel, silver, what to expect going into 2026. And honestly, hold on to your seats, because things are going to get absolutely wild. So you're not going to miss a video. If you do enjoy the content, like, subscribe, all that important stuff. Now, have a look at this. This is a fresh tweet. This is literally 6 minutes ago. This is how fresh the alpha I'm bringing you right here on this channel. Look at this. So we had absolute insanity happening in silver. 6:20 p.m. Eastern time, just 20 minutes after futures open, silver prices surged to a record high of $83, up 6%. By 7:30 p.m., silver prices fell to a low of $75, erasing 10% of its value in 70 minutes. Buckle up for a crazy week. Now, I want to say, I think this is manipulation, right? I think they're trying to scare people out of silver. I think the silver price is starting to run, and people are seeing that this is actually a very legit, long-term, high-utility asset that there potentially is going to be a significant shortage for. And I'm not just making stuff up. Believe me, check this out. Now, I've actually consulted AI right here. So this is Grok AI, but I've also put this into Gemini, and they're giving me the exact same answers. Guys, there is a structural deficit of silver. So demand consistently outpacing supply. This is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Total demand, so 2025, you know, demand is basically skyrocketing for industrial demand. It's on track for records or near records, hitting 665 million ounces in 2025, fueled by green tech. And, you know, what else we need to understand right here is, you know, mining production remains flat. So they're not even mining enough silver, right? So silver is stationary in terms of the miners trying to mine it out of the ground. You know, recycling is just not effective. So one thing you have to understand about silver is the mining is not even like speeding up, and the recycling is not even getting like highly recycled. It's hard to recycle silver, so it's constantly kind of draining in supply, and this is the perfect storm for big price rises. You also have more market balance deficits, and you have this as well. And this is the stuff I think, you know, if you're looking at silver, right, as a long-term asset, and yes, there's going to be manipulation, there's going to be short-term attacks on the price of silver right now, and you're seeing that happen. But what you need to consider is this is going to be a real long-term military utility asset. So military and defense aerospace demand is growing by largely opaque factor, as much of it is classified or bundled into broader electronic/industrial categories in official reports. And I just want to pause there, and I want to tell you, look, if you want to understand the big picture of the world right now, just think about this from a macro geopolitical standpoint, where we are. You have to understand, look, the Middle East has been on fire. They are going to be ordering so many more, you know, military equipment, arsenal, munitions, all that stuff. That place is not going to a peaceful zone anytime soon. Even though I'd love it to be peaceful, I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to be peaceful for a long period of time. I think you're going to see a lot of conflicts over there in the Middle East. Now, the other thing, look at this, Ukraine, Russia. This conflict might go on indefinitely, right? There hasn't been a ceasefire. There hasn't been a surrender from Ukraine. That is another one that might even, you know, continue to go on and on. But the big elephant in the room, and this is what people are not really, you know, understanding, is this China-Taiwan issue, right? This hasn't even started, right? This is just in the prelude. And the thing you have to understand is, if you look at some of these alpha tweets, you have a look at this. There is a tweet route that's happening in the next 48 hours, or no, it's effective in the next 48 hours, where China is starting to close the gates on silver, right? So silver is getting locked up in China. And I think, this is my personal belief, I think what they're doing is China is trying to lock the gates on silver because they know, look, supply of silver, it's limited. What do they want to do? They want to get their supply very high before there is a potential war for Taiwan. So they're starting to stockpile silver, right? Because they know, look, you need silver in missiles, you need it in military equipment, right? So they're going to like lock the gates. They're starting to lock the gates. It's happening in 48 hours. And this is a problem, right? This is a huge problem for the world because, again, we're seeing more and more military demand, military uses with more and more conflicts happening in 2026, 2027. And again, this stuff cannot be substituted away. It's not like you can just come up with another type of metal and be like, oh, I'm going to use, you know, some foreign metal that, you know, doesn't exist. You can't do it. That's the critical thing. So this is why I find silver in particular very, very exciting. Even though I like them all. I like platinum, I like gold, I like silver. This is the stuff you have to consider. And look, personally, I'm not going to be trading the short term. I'm not going to get caught up in this this manipulation in the short term, trying to like buy this and you know, sell the top and try and make like 10% gains. It's not worth it to me, right? What's worth it to me is trying to build up a nice, juicy, big pile of silver, like I'm a dwarf out of, you know, Lord of the Rings. I want a big pile of silver, like those dwarves from what's it, The Hobbit? You know, like the Arkenstone. Let's get me some silver. So if you vibe with that, subscribe to the channel, because that's kind of the vibe we're going to be talking about. But one of the hardest things, of course, is you need some type of income to, you know, start to stockpile silver as well. So you always got to be working your side hustles and, you know, generating income from your 9 to 5, all that important stuff. But that's an important thing. I have to wrap up this video early today, but if you want to see the next one, I will see you in the next one. Economic Zeus signing out.